If you are watching this today, we are going to do a deep investigation into Ashley Biden's diary. Something that was said at first by the FBI and DOJ didn't exist. And now the person who shared it is being uh, sought after by the FBI to imprison her because she leaked apparently fake diary that's not so fake anymore. So we're going to investigate that. Brianna and I, this is Investigations with Brianna and Fabian, and that's exactly what we do today. And we got David Kate popping on. But yeah, Brianna, I'm excited to investigate this and have people come along with us and investigate it with us.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Mr. David is joining us all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, as he fixes his audio. But before we get into this, Brianna, can you tell us a little bit about what is happening with this? And I know that you've been privy to it for a number of years.
Yeah, I mean, back in what was it, 2020, it dropped, and I believe it was said it was like Project Veritas that leaked it, or whoever the woman was, she sent it to Project Veritas, and then James O'Keefe was like getting heat for it. They were talking about prosecuting him, I believe, but some of the stuff in there is pretty revealing, and it really does not paint Biden in a good light. And I think them holding this story back was election interference, in my opinion. So I'm happy that it's sort of mainstream news now.
Yeah, this is something that came out and it was in the headline for like a split second and then it kind of disappeared. And then, as you said, I think you said it was shadow ban on Instagram for a while
Yeah,
with social media. You could
yeah,
talk about
very
it.
censored.
Wow. I mean, that just goes to show you, and I mean, this is not the only thing that has been censored or ex-nayed off social media. David, hop on whenever you're ready. David is backstage right now, but yeah, so we're gonna get into it. I don't know too much about this, only what I've seen in the last few days, and I've heard a few years ago, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. But we are going to get into it right now, um, and let's see if David's ready to come back on screen.
Glasses are going on. Let's do
David,
this.
you there?
What's going on, guys?
How are you, David?
What's going on? Are you guys talking about some Russian misinformation here?
We're talking about you. We're trash
Oh,
talking.
not even.
Yeah.
What's
Do
up,
you know
guys?
much about this that Ashley Biden's diary situation or subject?
I don't actually. That's why I'm actually pretty happy to be on to
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
investigate it and to look into it more. I know that it had some like incriminating stuff inside of it, like referring
Mhm.
to some things I probably shouldn't say because we're live streaming across different platforms. But I'm sure we're gonna come across it here in a second. And Gentry actually tweeted the part of the diary that is, I would say, arguably the most controversial, if not the most incriminating.
The
But
showers.
the showers and and all and the M word in there, which may also another word that probably rhymes with grape, for example, right? But yeah, no, it's some weird stuff, but I wouldn't say that it's new, really, in terms of like the story's obviously been out for a while, but it's funny how all of a sudden this is catching like traction. Like I haven't really opened up Twitter today at all, so I don't
Yeah.
really
Same.
know.
Same.
Yeah, I
Same.
don't really know like what's trending about it, but I know you guys, we were talking about it in the group, like this is what's trending today. So I'm kind of excited to see why it's trending.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Also, guys, if you want to get some hot Breakaway USA merch, you can get it at breakawayusa.co and just go to the shop section there. Get yourself some hot merch.
The
All right.
merch. We got some
Yes, sir.
hoodies, right? Or shirts?
The hoodies, no, the hoodies, I don't think we have them anymore. I think they're out.
Okay.
But
Sold out.
We
yeah,
need
I'll make sure
hoodies.
that, yeah, we got to get some hoodies.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So we got, and by the way, guys, if whatever platform you're streaming on, I know we're streaming on like 15 platforms right now. Go ahead and write in the comments if you have any additional information that you'd like to see us investigate, any links that you found, any story headlines you'd like us to go over, so that we can all help each other because we are going to create content from this. So on our social media pages, which if you're not following us already at the very bottom on the ticker, you can find us at those handles there. So we are going to make content about this, and this is the preliminary investigation where we look through the information and then get the ones that we want to talk about. So let me pull this up real quick because this is This is Newsweek, and I was laughing about the actual headline that they use. So MAGA raises questions as Ashley, like MAGA. Now it's just like everyone, like all these people, half the country's raising questions, and it's supposed to be like one of the fringes or something like that. It's just ridiculous.
Of course it
ridiculous.
is.
Yeah.
If you look up Ashley Biden's diary, it's all stuff like bad stuff about Project Veritas and about how her diary was shown at a Trump fundraiser. There's nothing on like
Wow.
the actual contents of the diary.
Wait, so they're charging the lady that found the diary?
Yeah,
Is that
they're
what it
trying to go
is?
after her.
They're
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
after her. Okay, so
Her
this is
and
the
Project
most
Veritas.
okay, so this is the most blatant like thing in the world. Like they love to just shove it in your face. We always say the DOJ. I think this is historically the first time the president has gone after political opposition,
Yeah.
and it's going
year.
after these like January 6ers, right? Even the most minimal charges. But this is ridiculous. They're trying to say that she stole it.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah,
she
that's
went
the
to her
story,
house?
right?
She
Let
went
me
to her house
read a
and
little bit
robbed her?
about this. This is just ridiculous, and exactly like Brianna said, it's. I'm looking at it now. It's all about Project Veritas, and it says the
Yeah.
DOJ is seeking prison time for Amy Harris, the woman who stole the diary of the president's daughter Ashley Biden and sold it to conservative media site Project Veritas for tens of thousands of dollars before the 2020 presidential election. Let me just preface that and say, I don't understand what the issue is. That's how news media and tabloids get information. They buy it from people. I mean,
Exactly.
it happens all the time. It says, according to DOJ, Harris was temporarily staying at the Delray Beach, Florida residence of Ashley Biden in September 2020 when she stole the diary containing highly personal entries as well as tax records, a cell phone, and family photographs. And she enlisted Robert Kurlander to assist her in selling the collected materials. Apparently, she sold it for $20,000 each. And
Wait, she was staying at Ashley Biden's one of her homes.
yeah,
So is this a friend?
at the Delray Beach, Florida residence of Ashley Biden. It doesn't say, but I don't think she'd let random strangers stay in her house.
Yeah. I mean, that sucks for Ashley Biden to
Yeah,
like have a private life. That's like embarrassing and that would suck, but
unless, and I mean, I don't know much about her, but unless she did this to purposely get it out and not have it be her, so she has plausible deniability,
true.
right?
Mm.
Like,
You guys are giving too you guys are too kind to this corrupt family.
She might not be corrupt like the rest of them. I don't know.
So it says in November, the DOJ raided 2 locations tied to Project Veritas and the organization's founder, James O'Keefe. I did not know this. So they raided him in November. The FBI loves raids because they get all the evidence for themselves. It's the weirdest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, right. They literally keep it.
Yeah. Like P. Diddy, they raided his house. He's in Miami flashing peace signs at the camera at one of his mansions hanging out. They're arresting his kids now. I think I heard, or raided his kids, and he's still on social media, still has all his bank accounts. Like,
Is he running from the cops still?
Doesn't look like he's running. Looks like he's hanging out at his mansion in Miami.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Oh my God. Listen to how the media ends this article. They don't say anything about what's in the diary. It's all about Project Veritas. And they end it by saying, yes, this is the story of a right-wing organization created by a guy striving to elect another man who spent much of his time in the White House stripping women of their autonomy over their bodies. It's also a
What?
narrative about the ladies who helped Trump win the election. And that's it. That's how they end it.
wait, that's the story here? The one I'm reading?
This is a different website. I don't know what this is.
Oh,
Something-
can you pop that on?
Yeah.
That what? It says the prosecutors revised the sentencing recommendation would send the message that breaking the law and failing to abide within the orders of the court during the pendency of a criminal case will not be tolerated and will have serious consequences. Thank God our criminal justice system is working as intended.
Fabian, I just sent in the private chat a link to Ashley Biden admitting that that's her diary and everything like that. My audio just never works when I play a clip. So
So
I can't I can't put it on the screen. You have to do that.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get that one up first.
Okay, this was the part that I was reading. Oh, it highlights in white. Just kidding. Yeah, this bottom part here.
Yes, this is a story of a right-wing organization created by a guy striving to elect another man who spent much of his time in the White House stripping women of their autonomy over what? Wait, what website? What in the hell is this? This is like,
Bimbuzz? I don't know.
but that's how they do it now. They don't
And that's
even.
the whole article, yeah. And
That's
as you scroll
crazy.
through here, it's all stuff about Project Veritas. Project Veritas, First Amendment claims struck down.
You want a straw man, the straw man logical fallacy.
CNN, Ashley Biden finds her voice. I know my worth.
Also, they're making her the victim
Of
already.
course,
Yeah.
CNN. CNN is so
Victimizing.
quick with the propaganda nowadays.
Oh, they're
Jeez.
really good.
I thought it's at MSNBC.
And by the way, who the hell was that? That super racist black lady on MSNBC? Is her name Joy Reid or something? Or
Joy Reid is the
Oh my
stupidest lady in
God.
the world. She's actually the perfect reflection of critical race theorists. That's, I mean, as
That lady is-
plain as they are.
That lady is she's honestly dangerous to the country because she's just dividing everyone, and she's making money off dividing people even more.
And I'm pretty sure she went to like Harvard. That's what's even worse.
That doesn't mean much anymore, but yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't, but it just shows you like
Yeah,
it validates
absolutely.
everything.
Yep. Now, if you would have told me she went to Harvard and studied mathematics or physics, I'd be like, wow, that's amazing. But if you told me she studies sociology or
Gender studies.
gender studies or one of these social sciences, then I'm like, eh. All right. So let's see. This is the Twitter article that you put up. And it says, in this recording, Ashley admits that the diary is hers. I'm Ashley Biden. It is my stuff. She alleged screenshot of her diary reads that she took inappropriate showers with her father, was molested and sexualized in a very young age. Furthermore, there are alleged claims that Ashley left her belongings in a rental. How do we know that they are not true? If the diary was stolen, as the DOJ claims, why did Ashley never seek help from authorities to retrieve her stolen possessions, but the opposite? Why was she so casual about the whole situation? And where is the actual proof? This is really badly written, by the way. Where is the actual proof from fact checkers who claim the screenshots of a diary are not the original content? Okay.
Hi, is this Ashley Biden?
This is she. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I just wanted. So I heard you have a few of my belongings, and so I was going to ask if you could please meet my friend Eric, who is down in Del Rey. If you could meet him and get the stuff to him.
There's a diary here. It starts in January. It says January at the end of a New York month. I'm sitting on a bed at the I building.
Yeah. So if you could just give everything that you have to Eric, that would be really great.
I don't want to give this to the wrong person. I mean, I want to make sure.
At this point, and I don't mean to. I don't want to have to get Secret Service involved in this, right? Because it's a whole process.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I am Ashley Biden. It is my stuff. So if you could just give all of that over, I would really appreciate it. I know you sent a picture to my husband with a camera and a few other things that are mine as well. So that would be really great. Where is a good place for him to meet you?
There's also this bag with luggage tags on it. And so is that bag, because there's all this stuff, is that bag yours too, Ashley?
Yes, it is.
I wonder how authentic that is, because I was expecting it to be a little different, but
it looks like that's directly from Project Veritas. So I don't know that they would lie. Yeah, this is a Project Veritas video.
Oh, it's definitely, yeah, that's real.
So yeah, I don't think they would definitely lie. I mean, lie about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even notice that tag right there until you said that.
That entire family is just weird, man.
It is. It is. I'm telling you. Something about them. But so what? They're arresting the chick that found it?
They want to, yeah. Look,
yeah.
look at this comment. It's pretty funny. It says the father showers with his young daughters. The daughter leaves possessions in a rental, and the brother abandons his laptop at the repair shop. Such a footloose and super casual family.
Oh my God.
That is hilarious.
They're all on drugs, so
Let me
no,
see.
they
This
are.
was-
Like she went to like rehab, right, or treatment or
Oh,
something.
really? I've never really looked into her at all. Can one of you pull something up on her? And
Yeah, let's see.
I was gonna say that while you find this is what I found. So let me zoom in a little more.
Mhm.
So this is the chick. This is Amy Harris. Harris came across Ashley Biden's diary in Florida, in a Florida beach home, and made it public. In the diary, Ashley details how her father, Joe Biden, forced her to have inappropriate showers with him when she was a teenager that made her feel uncomfortable. After denying the existence of the diary and then claiming it was a fabrication, just as they did with Hunter's laptops, Biden DOJ is now seeking prison time for Amy Harris for stealing the fake diary. So I like that, actually, how it's phrased right there. It's a fake. It was first a fake diary, but
Mhm.
now the DOJ made it real by going after her. So now they can't deny it. And that's
Yeah.
just like part of the same pattern that we always see with all of these hoaxes. Oh, this, oh, that. And then they go after the person. And it's like, well, is it real then?
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
crazy, guys. Brianna has something to show us, and we will be back after this quick little commercial break. And I just wanted to show our sexy new little commercial there. If you
It
haven't
looks
gotten with us, get with us, because we are going to be everywhere. We already are everywhere, and we are slowly taking over. Because imagine that people want independent voices who say whatever the hell they want to say, right? Isn't that weird how that happens?
crazy.
When they're not dictated by a big corporation on what they can say and what they can't say. It's wild.
Yeah,
Sure
with
is.
all the Candace Owens stuff going on, I feel like people are finally realizing how controlled speech on the right really is.
Yeah. I mean, on the left, it's an absolute cult. And on
Yeah.
the right, it's dictated depending on how much money you're getting and who's giving you that money. So
Yeah.
it's good that people say whatever the hell they want. Let all ideas come to the marketplace, and then the dumb ones will die off, and the good ones will, just like if you go to a meeting at work, you have a dumb idea, they're going to tell you it's a dumb idea. Unless you're the CEO, then no one's going to tell you it's a dumb idea, and you're going to do it and waste a bunch of money and probably collapse your company. But if you never have anyone telling you no, or that's dumb, or that's not right, then how the hell can you know what's subjectively true, or objectively true, rather?
Yeah.
All right. But I think, Brianna, you said you found something.
Yes. So 5 members of the Biden family have been to rehab for drug or alcohol abuse. Ashley is one of them. It says texts from Ashley on Hunter's laptop reveal that she also had to get sober after falling prey to addiction and having run-ins with the law.
Wow.
Yeah.
Corrupt
this-
family. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. It's unfortunate. I feel like that's just the life of being in the public all the time. Your pops is in politics. He's been a senator since what, the 70s? No.
I mean, Trump's kids they've lived a much more public life than Biden's kids. You don't see them acting out like this.
Well, that's mainly because I would say that Trump has never really had a sip of alcohol or
Yeah.
done any drugs or anything like that. So I don't really know with Joe Biden, but based on his kid, I feel like he was into the partying and whatnot. But yeah, it's definitely reflective of your parents. If like I would never imagine that any of Trump's kids would grow up doing crazy stuff if Trump's literally never had a sip of alcohol or done any drugs or anything like that, which is crazy. He's been in the public eye for so long. By now, that would have definitely been debunked if that was not true.
Yeah, can you go up a little bit? Whoever's controlling the screen, right there. So this is interesting. It says, okay, so yeah, 5 members of this close family has been to rehab for drug or alcohol abuse. And then it says Joe Biden himself is reportedly a teetotaler?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that word is. A teetotaler. I don't know if that's someone who says after seeing the effects of alcoholism on his favorite uncle who he lived with as a child. Okay, but then again, he always says stuff that never happened in his childhood. So,
Yeah.
what's a teetotaler?
I don't know. You look that up. It says in text messages to Hunter, Joe even referred to his son's addiction as a disease from mommy and me. What is that? Because
From mommy disease?
no, a disease from mommy and me. That is the direct quote. But Hunter's parents, they weren't alcoholics. So what does that mean?
So teetotalism is a practice of or promotion of total personal abstinence from the consumption of alcohol, specifically in alcoholic drinks. A person who practices teetotalism is called a teetotal, a teetotaler or a teetotaler, or simply just to be teetotal. Globally, almost half adults do not drink alcohol. I've never heard that word in my entire life. It must be some anachronistic type of definition.
Okay, this is the direct quote from Biden from a text message. You've always made me proud. You got the disease from mommy and me, but you are doing strong and courageous with so much more to give.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
He got me a shadow banned because I posted a picture from his laptop on Instagram and he said it was sexual nudity. I'm like, the guy, this is the president's son. Like, how dare you say that about that? Such an esteemed person and a fantastic artist, by the way, who I would gladly pay $500,000 for one of Hunter's paintings.
World renowned.
So guys, I'm a big fan of art and painters, especially like Renaissance painters. And I would say in my estimation, probably as far as like painters, you probably have like I would say like Michelangelo, Titian, Caravaggio, and then Hunter Biden right under that. I mean, he's right up there in contention. And I mean, that's just my lived experience, as they say.
Look at this, like what the DOJ is going after the chick for. Or are we showing that right now, actually? Oh no, this
I'm
is
just reading through things. You can put
Yeah.
whatever on the screen.
okay. Look at this. Let me see. Do I need to zoom in some?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's see. So the Justice Department on Tuesday asked the New York District Judge to sentence the woman who stole first daughter Ashley Biden's diary to 4 to 10 months in prison for the crime, which is crazy. Prosecutors for the U.S. Attorney Office for the Southern District of New York had initially sought a sentence of 6 months of home confinement, followed by 3 years of supervised release for Amy Harris, who pleaded guilty in August of 2022 to conspiring to commit interstate transportation of stolen property in connection with the diary theft. Because I think that she brought it to a Trump fundraiser and showed it. And that's how it initially received its attention or whatever. She requested that sentence to be moved at least 12 times, according to prosecutors, who argued that her excuse are an effort to improper delay her punishment and merit a stiffer sentence. The defendant's sentence must also account for the manner in which she had abused the administration of justice throughout the pendency of this court proceeding. What?
That's
the defendant had repetitively and consistently engaged in tactics to improperly delay this proceeding, including by misleading the court with false information to justify belated and an unmerited request for adjournments, refusing to appear when directed, and failing to comply with court orders. Okay, so I'll probably do the same thing. I'll be like, when's Trump getting in office?
Yeah. Yeah.
When's he getting in office?
Just say you forgot and you want to delay it a little bit.
Right?
Wow. That is we laugh about things like this, but a weaponized Department of Justice has never really been seen in this country the way it has been used now. And like one of the worst things that we can do, and Vivek made a video about this, not specifically about this, but about what's happening, is that we're normalizing this. We're like laughing it off, but it's actually really happening. And we should be like, this is, just so people understand, this is a very, very bad thing where the leader of a country can go after whoever he wants, any political opponents, and literally throw them in jail. as he's done many times in the last few years within the Biden administration. So this is something that is very, very bad to go after the person, to not even talk about the fact that the president may have allegedly molested his daughter, and you're going after the person who leaked the diary. Like,
Yeah.
are you
If
kidding
it
me?
was Trump, it would have been so opposite.
Do you guys see that right there? Harris came across the first daughter's diary, tax records, private family photographs on her cell phone in September 22, 2020, during a stay at a home in Delray Beach, Florida, where President Biden's daughter had previously been living. So she wasn't even living there anymore. I thought she like came inside her home and stole this stuff. She was like some operative or something like that. She just literally went on vacation, just so happened to be the place where the daughter used to live, and she came across her diary and tax records and stuff like that. And now they're trying to say that she stole this.
Yeah,
Why would
this is
she? Why would she leave behind like her diary and her tax records and stuff like that?
especially when
Bree,
you
that's
have
why I
Secret
love
Service.
you. That's the right questions to ask. Sorry, Fabian.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, and like, especially when you have Secret Service that is always
Yeah.
with you, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Any logical person is like, what? This is like, if I read a story and that was a crime drama, or I watched a movie and this was a storyline, I'd be like, guys, this movie is terrible because
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
make
so
any sense. Who
stupid.
the hell would leave this at their house with
Yeah.
Secret Service? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
What's going on? This is just shocking, seriously, because I guarantee you 99% of people that have heard of this story, even like us, probably thought until we just read this that like this chick literally stole it. But no, she just went on vacation and she found it.
Yeah.
It just so happened to be there. That's crazy. And Bree, like you said, why would she leave it there? And Fabian, you touched up on it perfectly. Like there's zero chance this would actually be like, you know, unintentional, let's say.
Yeah, this is just a really weird overall story. Ashley Biden. So she says she's been in rehab. I think I looked her up on Wikipedia, which, and again, Wikipedia is becoming a not not a good source for information because they're changing everything. But I wonder. I saw that she's some kind of activist. It says on her Wikipedia page. Let's see her Wikipedia here. Okay.
Oh, you like that American flag background?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I set it up the other day.
That looks fantastic. All right, let me go ahead and share this Wikipedia article on Ashley Biden. So it says she's 42, went to University of Pennsylvania and Tulane University. But it said she's a social worker, activist, philanthropist, and fashion designer. Also, we have fashion designer and a painter in the Biden family. It's incredible.
You're so creative.
They're so creative.
Amazing.
Yeah. So she founded a company called Livelihood that raises money for community programs focusing on eliminating income inequality. Well, that's a stretch. She launched at New York Fashion Week. But yeah, so apparently she's an activist, philanthropist. She studied cultural anthropology at Tulane, intern at Georgetown. She's a
David.
social justice activist and a social worker who has worked extensively in Delaware. She served at the Delaware Department of Services for Children, which I highly doubt she actually worked a lot. If she's the president's daughter, or at that point, the senator's daughter. Probably had a little cushy job where she just, I don't know, like made appearances or something. But,
David,
Yep.
like you were saying with how you thought that these people actually stole the diary, I think that's what they wanted people to think. It says, according to the New York Times, the investigation was first opened in October 2020 by Trump's Justice Department after a representative for Biden's family reported that, quote, several of Miss Biden's personal items had been stolen in a burglary. So that's what
Wow.
a burglary.
like, okay, let's pretend for a second this is a vacation rental. Even we've all been to one at some point in our life, and there was like books that they left there. They leave books. They don't leave their like precious
Tax
private
records.
tax records, their diary and stuff like that. Like how ridiculous. So we can scratch that off. Then we're left with the fact that she didn't like live there anymore. And that's how she came across her items. And it's absolutely absurd that they're trying. Actually, it's not absurd. It's actually what the media likes to do, right? They lie,
Yeah.
lie in order to create a narrative, and then everybody goes with this, just like what they do with every single narrative that they create. Like I would have probably kept going on and saying, "Wow, that chick really stole her diary." Like,
Yeah.
of course she should face some kind of consequences for that. But shout out to her. I mean, she's exposing everything like that. But yeah, she's taking one for the team. But now I'm like, whoa. I'm fully behind her. Like she
Yeah.
should. I don't even know why she pled guilty.
Trump
It's
needs to
crazy.
pardon her.
Seriously, that'd be the first person.
Well, and it's interesting because it says burglary, right? That it was a burglary. Well, I just
Mhm.
pulled up the definition of burglary right here, and it says entry into a building illegally with intent to commit a crime, especially theft. So if she had to have entered it illegally, number one, which it says she was staying there, so that points to not being an illegal entry, and with intent to commit a crime. So two things apparently have to be true. You have to illegally enter a building with the intent of committing a crime. So especially theft, obviously, it's what it says at the end. So if those two things, if one of those two things isn't true, then it's not burglary. It's just, I guess, what regular theft. So it's interesting that she's been charged with, or that they said that she uh, was a burglar, which is just a funny word in the first place.
Yeah. Project Veritas says that the diary was abandoned in a room that Ashley Biden had stayed in. So it wasn't like a home that she owned and then sold. But then again, it's like, why would you bring your tax records and your personal private stuff like that?
Into a
I don't
hotel,
know.
and then
I think you're right. Like, I feel like this was set up. Like her voice on the phone, she didn't sound worried or panicked.
yeah, it wasn't like it was just very, very nonchalant.
Yeah.
Like if I left my tax records and my diary, and then some random guy calls me, like, am I gonna be so? And I'm the president's daughter, and I
Yeah.
know it has, and I know what it contains. Am I gonna be so lax? Like, oh yeah, can you get back to my buddy? He's gonna go meet you. Like,
Yeah.
if
I
I
don't want
lost
to get the Secret Service involved. I wouldn't even call the guy. I would just have the Secret Service take care of all of it.
yeah, like if I lost a spoon and I was trying to get it back, that's how I would talk on the phone. Like, hey, yeah, can you give me my spoon back? I mean, if I have my tax records there and my diary, it says my dad molested me and my dad's the president of the United States, I should probably be a little bit more, I don't know, interested in what's happening.
Yeah.
Again, this is the worst horror movie I've ever seen, or true crime drama, or whatever it's called. Storyline. The writer needs to get fired.
That's funny.
The writer needs to get fired.
Fire him. Fire.
Fired.
Where's Trump? We need Trump to say it. Fire.
You're
You're fired.
One of my best "you're fired" is Vince McMahon from WWE, when he used to tell people you're fired because he was like the boss. Oh my! I gotta pull this up. I gotta find it. You're fired.
Wow, this is the first website that is actually saying what's in the diary. It's heavy.com. I don't know if that's leftist or not. But it's talking about how she says, I was molested. I think so. I can't remember specifics, but I do remember trauma. She talks about being hypersexualized at a young age. What is this due to? I was molested, blah, blah, blah. Showers with my dad, probably not appropriate. Being turned on when I wasn't supposed to be.
That's yeah. I saw Gentry post like a part of it too.
Yeah, I posted on my Instagram story the page where it says it specifically. Let me see if I can find it on. Oh, you said Gentry posted it?
Gentry like replied to somebody and like put out like what was like one of the key moments.
Yeah.
of the diary, like the most incriminating.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just look for diary
Let
on
me
that.
see.
Okay, so this is a page from the diary. This is the one I actually posted on my social media. Okay, so this says, if you can see it, let me try to expand it. Oh, there's no option to expand it. Okay, it says, showing the boys my underpants, hypersexualized at a young age. What is this due to? Was I molested? I think so. I can't remember specifics, but I do remember trauma. I remember not liking the Woolsacks house. And I wonder who those are, the Woolsacks. Maybe someone, maybe we can research them. I remember somewhat being sexualized with Caroline. I remember being something sex with friend. I remember, I can't see the word because it's blocked out. Something sex with friends at a young age. Showers with my dad. Probably not appropriate. Being, and I can't remember that word. Something when I wasn't supposed to be. Oh, being touched. It looks like when I wasn't supposed to be. Like, this is really crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Is it with a Z or an S? Woolsacks?
Woolsack, Woolzacks.
Okay.
And she said, I remember not liking the Woolsacks house. I remember somewhat being sexualized with Caroline. So maybe Caroline Woolsack.
Mm.
And I wish I could find what this word is. This one here. I remember something sex with friends. Looks like a B. I don't know.
Here, let me go to this other website because she says, I remember having sex with friends at a young age. That's what the translation is on this website, at least.
Oh, having. Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. Having sex with friends at a young age. And she spelled young, Y-U-N-G, on her diary. Sex with friends at a young age. That's a weird thing to write. In the meantime, I want to play this quick clip of Vince McMahon saying you're fired. Oh, you guys can see that. Oh. I played it. Oh, Tucker just broke Ashley Biden's story as well.
Oh.
This is
this is old. This is old.
It's old, yeah, from like when he was at Fox. He wanted to run.
Wow,
a
look at
little
him.
bit of that.
Look at him with that short hair.
Media hates James O'Keefe because he covers them. So they ignored this story and they never answered the question. But the question hangs in the air, and it's a real one. And we're quoting, in what world is the alleged theft of a diary investigated by the FBI? Why were they doing this? Well, the answer lies in what's in the diary. And now we know what's in the diary, thanks to a new piece in the Daily News, which has a copy of the diary. Josh Boswell is a reporter there at the Daily Mail. He broke this story, and he joins us with the answer.
Hi, Tucker.
Josh, thanks so much for coming on. What is this about?
So we've looked at the diary. We've spent a lot of time considering carefully what to report from it. And what we've chosen to report are some pretty serious things that Ashley, the president's daughter, wrote. She wrote that she was musing over whether her father was sexually inappropriate with her when she was a little girl. She mentions in the diary showers with her dad. She also talks about them being probably not appropriate. She writes that down on one page in her diary. And she also refers to being hypersexualized at a young age. There's a lot of references in the diary to her repeated spells in rehab, her relapses with drug abuse, alcohol, and sex addiction as well. And there's some truly kind of shocking things in there as well about how Joe cried. He was brought to tears over worry for his daughter just before a Democratic primary debate. So we can now know, because of this diary, that there are several things that would be extremely important for national security, that they not fall into the wrong hands. For example, the Chinese, right? Or the Russians, who could use this as blackmail if it wasn't published. So that's why we decided to put this out there, and why we think that it's important that the American people know this.
Well, it's prima facie shocking. I mean, fathers don't shower with their daughters at an age at which they remember it, of course. In your reporting, did you see any potential, and I know this wasn't the focus of your piece, but potential crime that would justify a pre-dawn knock raid by the FBI?
Yeah, this was an area that we covered in our reporting. We really wanted to find out, how did the diary get from where it was to to being published online. And it was left by Ashley in a house that she stayed in for a while after she came out of rehab. And then the next person who came to that house found the diary under the bed. And they're not actually being investigated by the FBI for stealing it. They're being investigated for selling it. So I don't know if that justifies a dawn raid on the people who got hold of the diary, who bought it from them. But the person who found it, she is being investigated for selling it. That's the alleged crime that the FBI are looking into.
Yeah, which is not a federal crime. Josh Boswell of the Daily Mail. Great to see you tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're...
Fabian, what I put in the chat also is the full Project Veritas story that they put out about Ashley Biden, how she was actually calling the rental service place, telling them like, hey, a new renter started to rent this place or whatever, and yada yada. Yeah. So, oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I was just thinking about when Tucker Carlson was talking about how they raided the house, but that's not a federal offense or something worth being raided over, stealing a diary, right? Like that. Clearly, FBI is not going to come and raid your house over a diary, and there's no cause for that, for that level of escalation. But one thing that I was just thinking about, because I'm reading it, is Alexander Solzhenitsyn, the Gulag Archipelago. He talks about how in the 1920s, they would raid houses at night, and it was done for a psychological reason, to show you who's boss, so that you feel like you don't know when to expect it. You live all your life in fear. And these raids have a very, very daunting or great psychological effect on people. It even shows other people that if you do anything, they're going to do that to you. And we see raids happening all the time, right? Clearly it happened on Jeffrey Epstein's island, but then you see Diddy's just had one, and Project Veritas had one. They raided their place in November. They raided apparently this house or the lady's house who got they love the raids. It's a very strong psychological tool that they have to show people, when it goes all over the news, this is what could happen to you if you speak out against the government.
Yeah, they did that with January 6th too. A lot of people got raided. I had friends that got talked to by the FBI, and they were just in DC. They weren't even like at the Capitol event when it was happening and all of that. Just intimidation. And I even think there are a lot of people who believe that the people who are in jail, maybe not all of them, but some of them for J6 are sort of bad actors, and that they were set up and put there for the purpose of intimidating people. Like Jake Lang is one of them. He had reached out to me and wanted to do like an interview on my platform, but he had a lot of red flags. And I kind of believe that theory, that some of these people aren't actually, patriots who just got arrested and are sitting in prison, that all of this, the text messages that were leaked about solitary confinement, like how do these people have their phones while behind bars? How are they communicating like this to the outside world so much? How are they doing interviews and podcasts and writing books from their cells? Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because he's reached out to me many times as well, like a lot, especially recently. And I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, how is it possible that he can be in solitary confinement and do all this stuff? And I believe one of the things he said, or said on an interview was that his girlfriend does it for him or something. But then it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I mean,
Yeah.
there may be a very simple explanation, but I don't know it, because if you're telling
Yeah.
me you're in solitary, and then how would you use social media, right? Or how would you use
Yeah.
in the internet in general? So I don't know.
Yeah. I questioned him about it. I gave him a hard time about it, and he got really, really mad at me and started like guilt tripping me, saying that I'm not a real 1776 patriot. He was trying to FaceTime me like from his cell. And I was like, how are you able to have your phone? How do you have Wi-Fi? Like, how can you do all this? Didn't want to answer me. And he just kept saying like, oh, I'm going to get my phone taken away if they see me like FaceTime you. And it was just weird. It was such a weird conversation.
Yeah, that is really
Yeah,
weird.
I do feel like some of these people like aren't actually like patriots in jail, that all of this is kind of a show.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past the FBI, especially knowing that they had agents in the January 6th protest, and the head of the FBI, I forget his name at the moment, but literally told, I forget who it was in Congress that was he was on a congressional hearing. They were asking him, how many FBI agents did you have inside of the crowd? And he's like, Senator, I can't answer that question, or ongoing investigation. He's like, so you can't tell me how many FBI agents you had in that crowd on that day, and condense the question.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was Ted Cruz.
it was Ted Cruz, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's, if you want that, I just copied it into the private chat.
Okay, yeah, and then after that, we'll watch the Project Veritas full video.
Yeah.
That you
Or actually, that's an older one. I don't think that's the right clip.
the one you sent me.
The one that I just sent you, yeah, because he was asking a lady that was representing the FBI, like a spokesperson or whatever. But yeah, she was like, I can't deny or confirm that, or that's information that I can't give right now, or something like that, which says a lot on its own. Because hey, if you had absolutely no assets in there, if you had no people undercover in there, then it should be an easy no, right? And if you did have people in there, then you're giving us the answer that you're giving us.
Yeah, I've even seen a lot of like a documentary on how they infiltrated what was it, the group, they said it was alt-right extremist group that they like,
Oath
Proud
Keepers.
Boys?
the Proud Boys. Yeah.
Mm.
Or sorry, yes, the Oath Keeper, both of them, how they infiltrated it with agents, and then basically their job was to steer them into excitement and then get them to riot and do all these things like that could then get them arrested.
Mhm.
And the larger organization gets, the harder it is to vet people that come out from the outside. I mean, it happens over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It sure does. Especially because here's the thing with the Proud Boys, and I think with the Oath Keepers as well. The reason they are actually organized, where they have like a head person, they have their different parts in different parts of the United States, or different groups across the United States. So it's easy for them to say, this is an actual organization. We can, not convict them, but hold them accountable for something like this. And it's pretty easy, if you infiltrate them, then to lead them to do something like that. So, and the crazy thing to me, the one thing that I was always found so funny about the Proud Boys is that it's a white supremacist group, ultra right wing, blah, blah, blah. I think the leader is like Hispanic.
Yeah,
like his name's Enrique.
I think he's I think he's Cuban, right?
Cuban. There you go.
Yeah, which is funny. I read that. I'm like, oh, there's another Cuban and doing things, except this one's being vilified by the media. And I honestly, I didn't really know like a lot about him, so I started watching videos of they're like little like male chauvinists. They're like college frat boys, basically. And I'm like, this dude is the one everyone was talking about. Like, he's just trying to get drunk with his friends on a boat and get attention by saying dumb stuff. Like,
exactly. The interesting thing about him is that he came to DC on January 5th. Little people know about this, that he actually wasn't there on January 6th for anything related to the Capitol, because he was already arrested on the 5th for burning a BLM flag last time he was in DC.
Wait,
so, and I'm pretty sure now, obviously, they have wrapped up some conspiracy indictments against him, because he's the head honcho of the Proud Boys. So I'm pretty sure he's facing conspiracy against rights and stuff like that. But yeah, he let me see, Proud Boys leader arrested for BLM flag.
And while you put that up, I do want to play this for people watching, because I think this is going to be really good. So this is the Project Veritas full video. This was released 6 hours ago. So this is fresh off the press, the digital press. So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
My family, their friend who owns a house down here in Palm Beach, was renting it out. I don't know how, but this is a while back. But anyway, a new renter moved in, and Ashley Biden was staying in this room, and they found her diary, all of her clothes, luggage, pills. Anyway, diary is pretty crazy. I think it's worth taking a look at. It's not a joke. It's real. And I'd love to get into your hands.
After years of public speculation and internal deliberation, we are finally releasing our conversation with Ashley Biden about her diary and other possessions. They were abandoned and later offered to Project Veritas.
Hi, is this Ashley Biden?
This is she. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I just wanted, so I heard you have a few of my belongings. And so I was going to ask if you could please meet my friend, Eric, who is down in Del Rey. If you could meet him and get this up to him.
There's a diary here. It starts in January. It says, January at the end of a New York month, I'm sitting on a bed at the I building.
Yeah, so if you could just give everything that you have to Eric, that would be really great.
I don't want to give this to the wrong person. I mean, I want to make sure
at this point, and I don't mean to. I don't want to have to get Secret Service involved in this, right? Because it's a whole process.
Mm-hmm.
But I am Ashley Biden. It is my stuff. So if you could just give all of that over, I would really appreciate it. I know you sent a picture to my husband with a camera and a few other things that are mine as well. So that would be really great. Where is a good place for him to meet you?
There's also this bag with luggage tags on it. And so is that bag, because there's all this stuff. Is that bag yours too, Ashley?
Yeah, it is.
I would hate to be a Secret Service that's assigned to Ashley Biden and have to fly Spirit as a Secret Service agent. That would suck.
Yeah, see, like I'm not as surprised about her diary and her belongings and stuff like that as much as I'm surprised that she's flying Spirit. Like, like what? I mean, your brother over here is the champion of everything, an art, fanatic that draws like anybody. And then
he's
also
making
with
business deals with China, and you're flying Spirit Airlines.
That's what I'm saying. He's sitting on the board of Burisma, making $1 million a year. He's drawing like Picasso, and you're over here flying Spirit. Like, wow.
Oh, one thing I
brother.
didn't mention, but I think it was introduced in Congress, or I'm not sure if it was voted on or passed or anything. I don't think it was passed, but it was there was a bill that was anti-militia or anti-organization, where you couldn't start a militia. It made it illegal for you to start a militia. And I know, so when we were talking about Nick Fuentes, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Nick Fuentes is, and then who's this Enrique Tarrio guy? These are two different people, right?
He's the leader of the Proud Boys.
Okay, and then the other guy, Nick Fuentes, was from Patriot Front or something, or
no? So that's the one. He's the one that Ben Shapiro tried to destroy and blacklist for being, quote, anti-Semitic.
Okay.
So
I don't know about that one. So okay, so this is the Cuban guy is Enrique Tarrio.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so and you know how we were talking about the FBI infiltrating organizations and then making them go extremists, quote unquote, to then prosecute them and scare people into not doing the same thing. It kind of draws some parallels to what they're doing with this anti-militia bill, so that you have no ability to actually organize in any fashion against anything happening, because then they'll come after you. And they've proven it with this.
That's so anti-Second Amendment.
Yeah. Literally anti-Second Amendment. So this is a Proud Boys leader who burned a Black Lives Matter flag, gets 5 months in jail. um, burning a banner that was torn down from a historic black church in downtown Washington and bringing 2 high-capacity firearm magazines into the nation's capital days shortly before the January 6th riot. So those are okay. He said he was sorry for his actions, calling him a grave mistake. What I did was wrong. So
Why
I
is he
don't
back in
understand.
jail?
Yeah, I don't understand what else they.
Oh, because he got charged for his role in the January 6th.
He
Yeah.
was ordered to stay away from Washington.
And then he came to Washington for January 6th, which is but my thing is this, aren't you legally allowed to burn the American flag? Are you not legally allowed to burn the BLM flag or something like that? I really don't understand. Maybe this is
Yeah,
private
It was
property.
property of the church.
Still, I mean,
Hmm.
shoot, you can desecrate a flag. I guess maybe you can't take private property, but still, like, that's kind of ridiculous. Now, I feel like if somebody went and took an American flag and burned it, and it was private property, that would be like the headlines of MSNBC. Like,
well,
this
they
is our
just
hero.
did that. They just did that. Remember, they took out the American flag and put up the Palestinian flag or something like that, just a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that was a building that was a federal building. I don't know which one, but they literally did that.
That's right. And they championed them across all the legacy media. Well, the left legacy media is at least.
Yep. Things are getting very interesting. But I still think they should pick better writers for their little crime drama stories, because
Agreed.
yeah, maybe call like I don't know, J.K. Rowling or someone.
Literally anyone in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
all of Hollywood, and this is what they come up with.
Well, I think we got some good information to make some content out of. I don't know if you guys feel that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more well informed about the situation with the diary.
Yeah, and all the nuances that make it super weird and make it not make sense.
It's just
Yeah.
absurd to me still that they can manipulate the public to think that she stole this diary or that it was during a burglary. The fact that she just pretty much went on vacation or rented the house and she just so happened to leave it there. I mean,
Yeah.
wow. That on its own should be the news.
Yeah. Legacy news media perverts what really happened to get clicks. That should be the headline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Put me in,
Yeah.
coach.
Put me in.
Well, listen, if you guys have been listening or watching us on any of the million platforms we're currently streaming on right now, cross streaming on, make sure that you add us all. And because we are going to post videos about this. So make sure you follow us, and you'll see what we come up with from this investigations. But I think it was a very eye-opening investigation that we had today.
Absolutely. I have fun with you guys as always. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow everyone at Breakaway USA. And more importantly, you share this with your friends who you want to open their eyes without you having to explain to them why they should think the way you think. Until next time, we will see you later.